Welcome to JSA TV, where we're covering the latest news, stories, and trends from thought leaders from within the digital infrastructure space. I'm Dean Perrine, and we are coming at you live. That's right, we are live, David, at the PTC 2020. My
2026.
and here's your host, Mr. David Armistead. David, David is the SVP. He's not the host of JSA TV, though he probably could be. Is the SVP of Sales at DC BLOX. David, you are the final interview I have of PTC 2026. Thank you for picking me up just now. Let's get the show on the road. How has PTC been for you?
PTC has been great. This is my third time here. It is the probably biggest conference for us for the year.
Same. Yep.
In terms of customers, partners, learning about new technologies in our industry. It really kind of sets the tone for the year to come. So it's been great.
Yeah, no, it's been very good for us. I'm thrilled to have you here as the final guest on JSA TV before I jump ship and head back to Chicago. But for our viewers that don't already know, can you tell them a little bit about DC BLOX?
Sure. So DC BLOX is a data center provider. We design, build, and operate data centers, mostly in the southeastern United States, although we are expanding into the Midwest and West. And we do this for large enterprises as well as hyperscalers.
So my favorite question, maybe of the day, revolves around community engagement. As a data center operator who is moving increasingly what we might call to the residential edge, the kinds of challenges that you are having in those markets is different perhaps than it used to be 10 years ago. Talk to us a little bit about community engagement and how ultimately you are working within the communities to warm them to the benefits of your presence, frankly.
Yeah, great question. And I would say even, this is more of an issue now than it was even 2 or 3 years ago.
For sure.
And we do get that feedback from communities. I would say one of the things that we try to do is to avoid those residential areas where at all possible. Now, a lot of times we're subject to where power exists and where network exists to go for our customers. But one of the things that we try to do early is to get engaged with the economic development group in that community, and they can help guide us. They can help guide us to understand what the community needs are, for example. And then we get hit with the regular bullet points of what you expect from communities about, is my power rate going to go up?
Right.
What are you guys doing around sustainability and water usage in the facility? Is it going to generate noise? And so we try to address all of those things. And one of the most meaningful things that we do going into some of these communities, particularly rural communities that don't have a large tax base, is to invest in the communities where we're going to bring in the infrastructure. Customers are going to bring in equipment. All of that is going to be taxed at the property tax level, and that's going to contribute significantly to the communities to help things like their education programs. So that becomes very meaningful to the communities.
So do you find that when you go into these communities that the response is most often welcoming or not welcoming, and and when you do face some of those challenges, is there enough time for you to embold kind of and get into the community to a point where they're like they see you as a welcomed partner? Like,
Yeah.
what I guess the question is really like, what does the time frame from we want to be here to we're being accepted here look like for you?
Well, usually it's all going to depend on when we can deliver the data center and turn it up with a ready for service date.
Yeah.
And that's going to be based on the utility being available for the site and when we can build the building and energize it and so forth. And so the timeline, that really determines the timeline. We back it up
Gotcha.
from there. But I would say, to answer your question, it's as soon as possible and as early as possible in the process.
Yeah.
And it's really getting out and it starts with the economic development group, but then it kind of goes into other groups within the community. One of the things that we've always said at DC BLOX is our goal is to serve locally and connect globally. And so part of serving is understanding what the needs are for that specific community, and trying to address those. And a lot of times that's by not just giving of our time, but giving of finances in addition to the taxes that the sites will generate.
And how important is partnerships? You mentioned the economic development. What about like utilities and things like that? Do you establish the partnerships with the utilities as well?
We have partnerships with utilities in every market where we operate. All of our sites in different markets are with different utility providers, and so those are very key in coming into the communities and developing outreach programs in addition to working on whatever the solution is going to be for the data center site and the project.
So what can our viewers expect to see from DC BLOX, say, in the next 12 to 18 months?
Next 12 to 18 months, I think we will continue doing what we've been doing for the past number of years in terms of bringing sites to market. And that's going to be, smaller kind of midpoint pops for hyperscalers on their network backbones. Those could be 5 to 10 megawatts. And it'll also be developing larger hyperscale campuses of hundreds of megawatts.
For sure.
And again, it's mostly in the Southeast, but we're expanding beyond that and going with our customers to those new markets.
It's a fly coming into the interview. Thank you very much for being here. And again, it's great to see you, and good luck to all of the crew there at DC BLOX.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Dean.
You bet. You bet. Thank you, David. And thank you, viewers, for watching JSA TV. We will see you next year at PTC.